Now this year, I want to make sure that I stay on that path and grow in that path. And I love having fun, but I also love making money. Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to be going over my money goals for 2025. Let this be your sign that it is not too late to be setting your goals for this year. We are over halfway through the month of January, and I'm just now finalizing my own goals for the year. I will be the first to admit that usually the new year is a time that is super stressful for me, and I find myself having this big push to finish all of my goals and all of my plans for how to achieve those goals done by January 1st. And this year I kind of just took a step back and recognized that that timeline is one that is self-imposed and society imposed, and it is not a date of like true significance. It's okay if it takes a little longer to get your goals set, and I do feel like I'm better for taking that extra time this year, giving myself those extra couple of weeks versus just making myself have goals before I was truly ready, all for the sake of just getting done by January 1st to say I was done. In the spirit of full transparency, this is actually my first year setting concrete financial goals, and I feel like that is because it is really my first full year of adulting. If you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Kayla, I'm 26, and I am so happy to have you here. I love posting about all things personal finance, so a little bit of background on me. I just graduated physical therapy school in 2023, May of that year, and I kind of spent the rest of the year going through the motions and working a job I didn't really enjoy and just letting life dictate where I go, what path I'm on without really taking control. And I feel like 2024 was really my year of taking life by the reins, taking control of my own life. I have been working as a travel physical therapist for all of last year. And so I've spent the year traveling the country. I've gotten to see lots of really cool places. I also got more serious about my personal finance journey and budgeting this past year. I created this channel, which helped a lot with that. I just want 2025 to be my year of like adulting 2.0. I'm engaged now. My partner and I are hoping to buy a house this year. And I feel like I spent all of last year trying to figure out what path I wanted to be on in this season of life. And now this year, I want to make sure that I stay on that path and grow in that path. And I feel like the best way to do that is to set some good goals to keep myself accountable and make sure I don't fall back into just going through the motions of life. So all of that being said, I'm very excited to share with you my financial goals, and I think we should just jump right into it. So my first goal is to become more educated on and to create a serious payoff plan for my student loan. I guess I should say student loans because I have so many. I've got loans from undergrad, loans from physical therapy school. It's terrible. I have gotten a lot of questions about if I will go deeper into my student loan debt. So here it is. I'm going to talk about it as gut-wrenching and frankly, I feel like embarrassing as it is. I currently have about $80,000 in student loan debt. And like I said, that is a combination of undergrad and physical therapy school, but largely in part due to physical therapy school. I am on a 25-year repayment plan right now, and I know that sounds like a very long repayment plan. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I made that decision. So initially I was considering like a 10-year repayment plan. That is kind of like a standard plan, I feel like, but because I have so much money in loan debt, that was looking like $1,000 to $1,200 a month that I would be paying. And when I was first getting out of school and like just starting life, it did feel like kind of a throwaway and a waste of money to be giving that much to the loan company when I could be investing that money. I could use that money to help me dip my toe in real estate or do traveling like I did this year. Like I would not have been able to do some of the things I did this year, like go to Hawaii and live there for a couple of months if I were shelling out $1,200 a month to a loan company. Like it's just not possible. That is a whole nother mortgage. They should be ashamed of themselves. But that being said, I also didn't plan to take the entire 25 years to pay off the loan when I took it. I kind of had a very loose plan of like, I will put some money into investments, I'll put money into real estate, and at some point I'll be super rich and I'll just be able to pay off this loan. And now that like I said, I've been like adulting for a full year, I know that it's not that easy. You don't just become super rich. So the way that this goal started off, my goal to learn more about my student loan, I had a loftier goal of starting to track my net worth. And I thought it would be a cool thing to do because yes, I knew it would be negative because of my student loan, but I also thought once I've got a house in my name, that will help kind of balance the scales out and I can see how close I am to having a positive net worth. And that got me thinking, I've been paying on my student loan for about a year now. I wonder how much progress I've made. To my surprise, the answer is about zero progress. I have made very little payments to the actual principal of my loan and have almost just been paying off the interest, which was kind of a dagger to me because it felt like I'm not really making any progress with it. I don't feel like I want to shell out $1,200 a month to these loan companies, but I also want to feel like I'm progressing in my payoff a little bit. I then learned that what I need is an amortization schedule. I hope I said that right. It's a really big word, but basically it's a schedule that can help me show how much of my payments are going to my principal, how much of my payments are going to my interest, and how much of a larger payment I would need to make to cut off 5 years, 10 years, whatever from my total 25-year repayment plan. My loan company sucks, and they do not just provide that to you. You've got to call them. I don't know what that phone call is going to look like, but it's one that I've got set up for this week. And yeah, I've got it set up for this week. So that is how I came up with this very broad goal of becoming more educated in my loan and creating a different payoff plan than I'm currently on, because I don't know what that payoff plan needs to look like since I don't yet have my amortization schedule. But I do know that I'll be paying more than what I've been paying per month, which is about $355 a month. I need to pay more than that because I want to pay on the principal. So yeah, that is goal number one. I really want to be more educated on my loan. Goal number two is to make sure that I'm investing at least $100 a month into my Roth IRA and my personal investment account. So just to preface this, these are minimums. I would love to be investing more than $100 a month into both of those things. And I'm usually pretty good about giving, I don't know, maybe $1,000 a month to my personal investment account, but my Roth IRA falls to the wayside. I constantly go month to month without even thinking about it. And kind of the same way with my loan, I've convinced myself that putting money into my Roth IRA is money that I can't touch right now. So it is therefore not liquid. I wouldn't be able to use it to help me buy more properties in the future. And so I was just kind of neglecting it and feeling like it wasn't good for me in this time in my life. But that's not a mindset that I want to have forever. And I do want to invest in my future in a more stable way than just buying investment properties, which is something that I know nothing about right now. So that is why I made this goal, because I want to make sure that I'm putting something into my Roth IRA. Working as a travel physical therapist, we do not by default have a 401k. Some companies that you work with will allow you to have a 401k, but so far I've taken, I think it's 3 different contracts, and each time I've used a different company because I really value being able to find the location I want, the setting I want for the dollar amount I want. And that is not usually the same company if you're moving around a lot. So because of that, I've not had a 401k for the last year. And I just thought to myself, if I were working a permanent job, there would be money coming out of my check before I even hit it, go to my 401k. I wouldn't think about it. So my Roth IRA is my version of my 401k. So I feel like I'm kind of inflating my income by not taking out some of it, because I know if I had a permanent job, I would. So yeah, I want to make sure that I'm taking out at least $100 a month, put it in my Roth IRA, invest in my future in a stable way. It's going to make me feel more well-balanced in my finance journey. Okay, on to a lighter goal, because goal 1 and 2 are scary ones for me. I mean, they're important, but they're not super fun, I don't feel like. So goal 3, my third goal is to become monetized this year. So like I mentioned, I just started my channel last year. It was actually in last April. So I haven't even been creating for a full month yet. I cannot say enough, a full month. I haven't even been creating for a full year yet. I cannot say enough about how much I've enjoyed my journey so far on YouTube and how fun it's been to start to grow as a creator, learn more about myself. It hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows, but at the end of the day, I'm really happy that I started this channel. I've also been really open about the fact that when I made this channel, I did have hopes to become monetized. I hear a lot from creators that they weren't thinking about being monetized at all when they started their channels. They just wanted to have fun. And I love having fun, but I also love making money. So I'll be honest, yes, when I made this channel, I had a goal of eventually becoming monetized. I really have never put a time frame on it, a date on it, anything like that. I think that I kind of thought that that would maybe suck the fun out of it for me. And I think I thought I could tell myself that becoming monetized wasn't that serious to me. Like I didn't care that much if I didn't set a goal about it. And that's not true. It hasn't worked. It is serious to me. I want to be monetized. It stays in the back of my head. That being said, I think it's time to set a concrete time on this. I'm not going to give it a specific month in this year, but definitely by the end of this year, I would like to be monetized. In order to be monetized, I think you need 4,000 watch hours in the past 365 days and 1,000 subscribers. I'm very closer than I've ever been to my subscriber number, which is exciting. I'm at 800 something right now, but I'm probably halfway to the watch hours, and that's okay. I've got a full year to hit this. I think that going ahead and setting this real goal also means I need to become serious about creating content. I feel like when I first started YouTube, I just wanted to be a YouTuber. I only wanted to make YouTube videos, and I'm starting to feel like that's a less realistic growth strategy if I want to be monetized anytime soon, just because YouTube is more for long form content. And most of us have the attention span that is better for short form content. I mean, 90% of what I watch is short form content. So I can't just be blind to the fact that I should be making some short form content. I've already started this year being better about posting on Instagram and TikTok. I don't even know if TikTok will exist by the time this video comes out, but wherever the people are watching this short form content is where I'm gonna be. And I'm also gonna be here still making videos, long form videos, chatty ones that I love to make and I love to talk to you about. Okay, for goal number 4, I need to grab my computer because I've given myself some numbers for this goal. This is my first concrete numbers goal. I feel like I want to be more consistent with my sinking funds this year. So I first learned about sinking funds from Carter Sullivan. Like I said, this year was really my first year becoming super serious about my personal finance journey. And as I did that, I started to find some creators on YouTube that I really love watching, that I feel like just have their stuff together. So I'll shout them out. I love watching Zoe Pritchard, Carter Sullivan, and Smiley Citrus. And Carter Sullivan, I should just call her Carter, I don't know. Carter always talks about sinking funds. And so what a sinking fund is like a set bucket of money or like a savings fund of money, and a place you're putting money that is for a very specific thing. So like right now I have a car sinking fund and I have a time off sinking fund for when I am not working. So things like that, like a gift sinking fund if you're saving money for gifts for people. And I have loved using them because before having sinking funds, I was just pulling everything out of my emergency fund. Like when Christmas hit and I needed extra money, coming out of my emergency fund. When my car needed work done, coming out of my emergency fund. Everything was coming out of my emergency fund, and it just felt like I was using it even when it wasn't an emergency, and I didn't really know how to fix that. The fix for me is sinking funds. I have kind of been contributing to my sinking funds the way that I charge my phone before I leave the house. Like, I'm about to leave my house in 5 minutes. I plug my phone in. Oh, I got 1%, I leave. Like, that's how I've been contributing to my sinking funds. Oh, it's November, Christmas is next month. Now I'll contribute to my sinking fund. Like, it's like right before the thing hits, that's when I contribute to my sinking fund. So this year I want to be better about consistently contributing to them, checking in on them every month, seeing which ones are low and which ones are, just right, and make it so that I'm not just checking in on those things last minute before I need something. Here's where the numbers come in. I am going to run you through what sinking funds I have and what my goal is for those funds. So first one is my car sinking fund. I'm going to make a goal of $2,000 for that. I've got an old used 2009 car. She needs work sometimes, and I think 2K is a good number to have there. My next one is my vacation sinking fund. I want to save about $1,000 into that. That's not enough to take like a full vacation, but that's enough to, if I did have a vacation and whatever the ending number was, I had $1,000 off of it, I'd feel good about that. Then I have my time off sinking fund. So I often take about a month off between contracts. Maybe I should back up a little bit. I said I'm working as a travel therapist. What I didn't say is that contracts are usually about 3 to 4 months long. Then you have the option to extend if you like to. I usually don't extend more than like a month because I want a break. I take a month off and then I start a new contract. So in that month off, I need money and I'm not making money. So I've been pulling from my sinking fund. It is a pretty cheap month because I end up going home living with family. So I don't need like a full month's of expenses, but I do need some money. So $650 is what I had last time I took that time off. I used all of it. I was fine. So I'm going to make that my time off sinking fund goal. Travel PT sinking fund. I'm going to put $500 in there. That is for things like transportation to a new place if I have to take a flight, or if I need to ship my car, or for when I have to pay rent right after I just finished taking time off. So like when I move to a new place, the rent is due on the 1st or whatever day I'm moving in, and I haven't been working. So it's nice to have $500 I can pull from and add to that rent payment. And then my gift sinking fund, I'm going to do $500 to that one. So those are my consistent ones. And those are the dollar amounts I'm hoping to save towards them this year. Putting my computer away, my final goal for 2025, my final financial goal for this year is to buy a house. If you do not know, the interest rates on mortgage loans right now are insane. I think the last time I checked, it was like 7.11%. I'll look it up and put the right number up there, but it's a lot. It's very high interest rates right now. So our plan for not having that high of an interest rate is to do an assumable mortgage. An assumable mortgage would mean that we can take over the remaining balance of someone else's loan if they are already living in a home, and we will also assume their current interest rate. So the website we've been looking at right now that shows a bunch of homes with assumable mortgages is Rome, and lots of houses on there are in there for, like a 2 to 4% interest rate, which is much better than 7%. As I mentioned, we are getting this house to be an investment property. We are not looking for our forever home by any means. We really just want to get started in having another income stream, and we are planning to house hack, so just renting out the home while we are living in it so that we can make some money off of it. I am excited and nervous to finally be buying this home. I feel like it has been this it's been this thing that I've been dreaming of or just talking about for so long. And I've used buying real estate as my safety net for such a long time. Like I've talked about it. I've said, oh, it's okay that I don't contribute as much to my Roth. It's okay that I don't put down as much money on my loan because I'm going to invest in real estate and that's going to make me a ton of money. So it's exciting to be finally doing that thing that I've been talking about, but also scary because if it weren't to pan out like that and I weren't to make a lot of money off of this, then I would kind of feel like I'm in a bad space in life. So it feels like a lot of pressure to be successful. I think it's something that is achievable, but it is just like a scary thing. But we're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. And yeah, those are all of my financial goals for 2025. I've got some really specific numbers ones. I've got some fun ones like being monetized, and then some very broad ones like my being educated more on my student loan. But all of them I feel are very important for me continuing to progress on the path I want to be on in life. They make me feel more like a true adult, like a big girl, like I am really taking steps towards some of the big dreams and goals I have versus just saying that there are these dreams and goals that I have. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for this video and listening to my goals. I cannot wait for the end of the year to review these goals with you and see how many of them I have accomplished. But that is all for today, and I hope to see you very, very soon in another video.